question I get asked a lot is, how do I record high quality content? And I want to tell you that I started out with just a phone, but there's a catch. If your sound is not good, and if it doesn't look reasonable enough, people aren't going to be that intrigued, let me tell you. They say it doesn't matter, but it does matter. On the other side of the coin is I carried on going, and I bought a TriCast. I carried on to the whole 9 yards. You don't need to go that far either. You know, whilst we're traveling, we're using just a phone, and we have got a mic, quite a good quality mic that plugs into the phone, and we're using a light behind it. So that's something that you can think about. Hey, John Harris here, and bam! And this is Info Products coming to you live from London. The thing is, this is something to think about. Do people, or will people, pay for information? Well, they're not really paying for information, okay? They're paying for a result. They're going to pay for something that is knowledge that's going to give them a result. That's what they're looking for. So I'm going to go through a couple of things with regard to creation and recording, and these hopefully will give you a little bit of a pointer in the right direction for you to get going with your daily recordings. You need to be publishing in some format as much as you can. So the answers, remember that the information is not really paying. They're paying for the answers, the results they get. They're looking for answers. They're looking for you to coalesce that information to something that's usable, consumable, and something that can be implemented. 3 things that make your product desirable. And this is from your perspective now. So it needs to be unique, and that's to you from your perspective. So that you're giving your opinion, and that's something that they value. The next thing is structuring the content in a way that it gets a result, so that they can consume it and implement it and get themselves a result. And thirdly, you need to humanize it. And we've discussed a little bit about story and your bridge story, your aha moments, your epiphany bridge, and when they talk about the hero story, those stories of how you started on a journey and how you hit a wall and how you eventually got a result, got around, solved a problem, and managed to get things going and get good results. And that's what people are interested in. So here we're going to talk about how should you create that content. Well, people get stuck, and and I'm guilty, okay, of starting out trying to get better and better quality studio type setups and all that. You need to do it quickly. It's more important to get stuff done and get it out there than it is to get it perfect and right. That is never going to happen. The next thing is you want to look at inexpensively, but I told you my story. I started out and I did it very cheap, and it doesn't, believe me, if it sounds not good and that is no good, people aren't going to consume it. They're going to switch off. You've got to have it that it's good enough, but you don't have to go right over the top. So you also want to get a brand, obviously a brand name, your color schemes, and stick to your branding. It's very important that there's continuity in branding. I don't have to tell you this. You know from the big brands, Coca-Cola and everyone, there's continuity in the exact color and the exact text and so forth. Anywhere and all the time, we're traveling and we're doing a little bit from here as I go around. I'm actually headed down the coast in England, and you need to do it wherever you are and whenever you can. It's very important just to keep that content going. The next thing is in a way that you're going to do it in regard to your customers' needs. So we are talking about information products. We're talking about the creation of information products. Remember, we spoke about, in the section now, your ultimate product creation. And we talked about the word product as being the psychology, the reach, your offer, the delegation, and how you're going to monetize things, and how you're going to now create that ultimate product. So that's in the perspective of your customer. What is it that they want, that they require? So those are things that you can think about. So customers will pay for your unique perspective. They will pay for the ability of your structure and your packaging, how you've packaged, how you put it together. Remember, I spoke about chunking. You don't want it too confusing, too intricate, and you don't want to have it too blasé. You've got to chunk it down into good, sizable, consumable pieces. And lastly, your ability to humanize it. We spoke about this. How do you make sure your content is high quality? Okay, so have a clear outcome for every content piece you deliver. Always start, guys, with the end in mind. Remember, you need an objective, you need a result that you're trying to achieve, and that's what you're going to do with the content that you're delivering. Even if it's in small pieces, if it's in large pieces, whether it's even in your actual program that you're delivering. The next thing we're going to look at is structure and deliver the content in a way that ensures the customers are empowered. You want to make it so that they feel they can achieve the result. You don't need something that is so complicated that they think they're never going to get a result and it's just not worth them doing it. This happens when you do something that's, say, more than 7 steps or 7 modules. 7 modules is huge. If you do 4 modules on an info product on a membership site and you start extending it out, it gets very, very big. If it's 8 steps, 8 more, it's too big. It's going to get too long for them to get a result. So if you're going to go from 4 modules to 7, somewhere in that kind of range, it's the best. And then you're going to then obviously go into each module, and then you're going to have lessons and sessions for each lesson, that type of thing. So you've got to look at how you're going to structure that out. It must be something that empowers your customer. So you're going to get your ideas, group all your ideas, write all your ideas down, be as creative as you can. Then you're going to chunk them, the ideas that go together into your various steps, your stages, your modules, and then you're going to take that through to make sure it then teaches in a way that it gets an outcome. So just as a recap here, a few strategies and tools to quickly and inexpensively record high quality content. So you can do to screen, and obviously if you're using a normal computer, you're going to be using Camtasia to record it, or if it's an iOS, you use ScreenFlow, and Keynote or PowerPoint to actually do your slides, if you're going to do that on, and record yourself talking over about those slides. You can use it even onto an iPad or your tablet nowadays. You need a mic. As I mentioned, we have a mic that we are using, and you can get a Blue Yeti or one of the. There's a lot of mics you can get now that you can plug into your notebook, and you can use that for better quality. The other thing you can do is use a video cam, so a webcam. So today you can set up on your PC, and they've got good sound as well. So they've got quality sound, and they're good visually. Some of the other resources, you're going to use something, if you need extra help, you've got Fiverr, Freelancer, Odesk, there's a whole lot of them that can help you with extra bits and pieces, graphics, banners, and so forth. You can look at Video Hive and Evata if you want a little bit of a front end, back end, if you want to buy some rather than creating some. You've got things that you can use YouTube and Audio Jungle, but remember, you're probably going to need for more specific content that's not just for marketing and getting a message out. If you're going to use something that's not for posting as part of your program, you're going to start to use Vimeo perhaps, or Wistia, one of those where you host your actual videos. The other thing that you can do is look at royalty-free music. So just remember, when you're doing this stuff, make sure everything is royalty-free. The graphics, anything that you use is royalty-free, that you can utilize those specific things. So here is the thing that you want to think about. Will you record your story and content perhaps at your next event? If you run a number of webinars, maybe you run 10, 20 webinars of the similar, you keep trying them out, and then you get one that it looks really good, and you record, and you keep that one that you can use on autoplay. Your screencast, perhaps to record straight to screen, you might do it a couple of times and then keep a version in the studio or on the run. So as I mentioned, there are different places and ways that you can look at doing this, and you need to be doing as much as you can to keep your information and keep your perspective out there, keep your message out there, your story out there. So I hope this has been of some value for you. We, as usual, say to you, you can like, follow, subscribe to us. You can go to our Facebook page, Info Products, and you can then go and look at there's a link there to even get some free videos where that'll give you actually deeper instruction on how to create an information product on a membership site. So as usual, we will see you in the next episode.